Today's topic of conversation is my book review for The Mechanic by Marc Priestley, The Secret World of the Formula One Pit Lane. I've not done a book review for quite some time now. It's been probably about a couple of months since I last did one. It was Aussie Grit by Mark Webber, and it was the first book review I did on the channel. I then told you that I'd be moving on to the next book, which was this book right here, The Mechanic by Marc Priestley. I've read this book quite a while ago, to be perfectly honest with you. It's been about a month since I finished it, and I've actually reread it, so that gives you a sort of idea of, to be honest with you, I can't deny, and I just want to make it fundamentally clear right now, only about 40 seconds into the video, that I am not a book specialist, alright? I just want that to be known. This book review is going to be nowhere near the standard of a usual book review channel, so this is coming from the perspective of a Formula One fan, and how much I enjoyed it as a fan reading it. So hopefully that gives you a bit of background of what I'm looking for in a Formula One book. And if you fancy checking out the Aussie Grit book review, you can do. That'll be in the link down below, or it's on my channel if you want to look for it. But today, like I said, we are focusing on The Mechanic by Marc Priestley. Now, Marc Priestley, if you don't know who he is currently a sort of commentator, presenter over on Sky Sports F1. He also dabbles in a bit of Formula E at the moment as well, and he has a heavy presence on the Formula E YouTube channel. So there he is, in all his glory, in his young days, in all his glory, what wine about, in his young days working at McLaren. And that's what the story basically follows. I'm not going to do any spoilers for the books, so don't worry, I'll just give you a little brief overview on my thoughts of the book. So it follows his career from McLaren. You get a little bit of a very small little piece before he joined McLaren, but very early on it jumps into his life at McLaren, starting in the early 2000s all the way up until the late 2000s. I don't want to give anything away, like I say, when he started, when he finished. I don't want to give anything away whatsoever. He talks about the highs and lows of his career, and to be perfectly honest with you, it took me a while to get into this book, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't really know why, especially the first time of reading. The second time, I understood it a lot more. I think coming from Aussie Grit, I was expecting just this very, very chronological sort of story, and the first few chapters did confuse me a little bit, but on second time reading, not as much. So that's something I'd just say look out for, but that's probably just me being a bit of an idiot, to be perfectly honest with you. But this book is so in detail for a part of the Formula One world that we've hardly ever got to see before. Seeing behind closed doors at McLaren, behind closed doors with Ron Dennis was a really interesting read, and seeing it from the perspective of a mechanic working within the McLaren pit lane through the evolution of Formula One through those early 2000s was really interesting to read about. The relationship he had with specific drivers. There's one in particular which was really great to read about, and really, really love this book, to be perfectly honest with you. Like I say, I don't want to give anything away, I don't want to spoil it, because I would really push you guys to buy this one. I think it's only currently hardback, and I hope a paperback version will be coming out soon, but I would beg you buy this book now, as quickly as you can. If you're not reading anything at the moment, this one was a really, really solid book, and I think I gave Aussie Grit a 7 out of 10. I think I would give The Mechanic perhaps a 8 or 9 out of 10. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. The reason I would give it a 10, but like I said, that first reading I was a little bit confused, probably because I was a retard more than anything else. But I really loved it, and like I say, seeing behind closed doors was fantastic. But the real reason I'm giving it such a high score was personally for me how encouraging this was, and how motivational it was about anyone can get into Formula One. If you have the desire, you have the passion, you have the dream, follow that dream. And Marc Priestley did a fantastic job in this book on really showing you that the dream is there if you go and get it. If you try, you try, you try. And for me, midway through doing my A-levels, at this funny crossroad in my life at the moment, where do I want to go to university? Do I want to try and push to get into Formula One? Because obviously that is the dream, of course. It's that sort of funny crossroads I'm at, and so this book, for me personally, really has helped me sort of clear out my head a little bit, and I really did enjoy it. Like I say, I've read it twice in the last month, so Aussie Grit, I've read it, I've not gone back to it, but this one, really, really enjoyed it. It's something very different to what I expected when I bought it, when I picked it up. And a truly fantastic story. And at the end you get a little piece as well about him moving into Formula E, being a techie guru sort of thing, which was really great to see. And like I say, I loved it. Links for this book to purchase on Amazon, on different websites, will be down below. Link to Marc Priestley's channel as well. He set up a Formula 1 channel fairly recently, to be perfectly honest with you, and I love it. I love it. This guy is really... He was on my radar before, but because I watch Channel 4 Formula 1, he wasn't quite as predominant. But now he's everywhere. I think he's doing great stuff, and this book I can't recommend enough. And like, I've only done 2 book reviews at the moment, but out of the 2, this is the winner for me. And yeah, big fan indeed. Only a quick review today, but like I said, I don't want to give anything away. I would really recommend this book. The next book I'm going to be doing is How to Build a Car by Adrian Newey. Again, another little different one. I thought when I started this series I'd just be doing driver autobiographies, but personally I really fancy just going from the different sides of Formula 1 every time. So like I said, we started with Aussie Grit, Mark Webber, then we've moved on to Marc Priestley, the mechanic. Now we're going to move on to How to Build a Car by Adrian Newey, which I'm about halfway through, and that, again, is very different. So lots and lots to look forward to on this channel. Thank you guys for watching, as always. There should be a Formula E show coming out very soon. Also a sort of channel restructure video coming out soon as well. So hopefully you guys look forward to that. Like, subscribe, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.